looking to turn their fortunes back around. Hayden Fox's assistant as well, Ross Aloisi. Start to life as a Brisbane Roar head coach. Couldn't have gone much better. Returning to the club where he was assistant under his brother, Jay O'Shea. The star man for the Brisbane Roar, Tom Aldred, wearing the captain's armband. Two young strikers, Noah Botic, Tom Waddingham. The first likened to Mark Viduka. The second likened by one of his teammates to Erling Haaland. Very high praise. As Josh Coletti getting ready to get us underway at Amy Park in round 8 of the Isuzu Ute A-League. As Western United host the Brisbane Roar in the first competitive edition of the Aloisi Derby. Campbell Johnson here in commentary for Paramount Plus. And I'm very glad to be joined by Grace Gill in what is a massive Friday afternoon game.
Well, thanks, Cam. A pleasure to be alongside you, and safe to say, a huge afternoon for the Aloisi brothers. Western United desperately need to turn their fortunes around, and, well, the Roar, they come into this one in flying form.
It really does take sibling rivalry and backyard rivalry as kids to a whole new level. Never friendly, that's for sure. Of course, the two have played against each other in the A-League as well. Back in their playing days, they did face off as coaches in a pre-season friendly. And Western United travelled up to Queensland to play Gold Coast Knights in the Australia Cup. They stayed in the Sunshine State for just a few more days for a pre-season outing. But this, the first competitive match, is trapped. Western United with so much work to do to turn the ship around. Brisbane Roar rejuvenated under their new head coach, playing an exciting brand of football. Changes throughout the club. Here's Zabala. Queensland identity throughout this squad. Zabala, one of them. From North Queensland. Small town called Giru. Just a few hundred people up that way. 354 to be exact.
Mentioning the importance of a result this afternoon for Western United, I'm curious just early to see how the shape settles in. Daniel Pena moving into a more central position there where we've seen him in previous weeks, and you can see that front three of Western United at the moment. Botic, Pena and Wales initiating the press, and perhaps Wales moving out a little wider than what we've seen in recent weeks.
Jazz Lofthouse brought down by Seb Pasquale. His first involvement in his first start of the season. Jazz Lofthouse in back-to-back starts, just crunching down on the ankle.
Well, just asserting himself early on. Seb Pasquale, his first start of the season, an important one as well. Stevie Lustica won't be too pleased being on the bench this afternoon. Huge opportunity for Pasquale.
Here's Frink. Daniel Pena applying the pressure early. Pressing with 4, Western United. Trying to win that ball back high. And you're able to get the ball to safety. Jazz Lofthouse going over the top. Here's Risdon, the captain. Wales tries to skip by Hingett. Blocked that time by Jay O'Shea. Doing his defensive duties is Aldred, running out of track. It's good work by Noah Botic, just to force him to the sideline.
Yeah, great physical pressure. You can see the intent from both sides early on. just signalling the physicality, the pressure they're applying.
Here's Risdon, delivering now, headed down by Danzaki against his former club. And it's held on to easily by Macklin Freak. Riku Danzaki, former fan favourite at the Brisbane Roar. 2 stints at the club. Here is that delivery. A bad effort. The Japanese playmaker. Danzaki returning to Australia after having a stint with Motherwell in Scotland. Freak laying up high. Here's Khaledi. O'Shea. Great ball out wide. Miliusnic looking to deliver, headed away by Josh Risdon. Still alive for the Roar. Here's Gamulka, the former Adelaide United man. Zabala cutting back. Western United are able to clear their lines momentarily. Ball back in this time. And Jez Lofthouse unable to steer it goal-bound.
Just an early glimpse of how quickly Brisbane Roar transition and move forward, and as they've done all season, from halfway, it was a great pass from Jay O'Shea, cutting out 3-4 defenders in one pass. Really opened things up for the Roar.
Here's Bottage. Macklin Freak as well, playing very high in that defensive line. An extra passer. The Brisbane Roar. Such a hallmark of the modern game. Here's Risdon, just trying to poke it through for a teammate. An Aldrin cat cleared. Big task for Tom Waddingham, leading the line in his first Isuzu Ute A-League season. He did really take the Australia Cup by storm. Here's Garuccio. Just trying to skip it through, and it is a handball in Brisbane Roar defence. Jack Morgan just calling it up.
Tricky one to see from this angle, but no doubt Jack Morgan had the better view of it. Had a good think about it as well, and it is a great opportunity. Just a little nip of the hand there. Miliusnic, but great opportunity for Western United to load a few numbers up into the box.
Pena standing over it. The ball in now this time, headed away with ease by the Brisbane Roar, given away. Here's Lofthouse, the former NPL Queensland man with Olympic FC, can't make anything of it. Great ball out wide from O'Shea. Miliusnic cuts inside, shooting this time, rattling the woodwork. And it is cleared eventually by Tomoki Imai. And a great early opportunity for the Brisbane Roar. Here's Gamulka. Can they go again? Lofthouse. Khaledi. Miliusnic giving away possession, only momentarily though. And a golden opportunity for the Roar. Ingot in at left back. Louis Zabala in at right back, and he is beaten by Danzaki. Making that run forward, and big save by Macklin Freak to deny Danzaki his former teammate. Botic, Garuccio across the face, and Macklin Freak comes up massive for the Brisbane Roar, denying an almost certain goal.
That's a brilliant build-up from Western United. Transition play, one end to another, and Miliusnic denied only by the woodwork down one end, but it was that first time round the corner ball to release Danzaki. A delightful pass, and sure as anything, you think this one's fine in the back of the net. That is a top-notch save there from Macklin Freak. Brilliant, brilliant hand.
There's competition with himself and Matt Acton, but he well and truly is owning that #1 jersey. Macklin Freak And that's exactly why. Lockie Wales standing over the corner. Short for Pena, the Brazilian. Garuccio. They give it away. Here's Khaledi. Lofthouse making the run forward. O'Shea looking to find him. It's a great run in behind. Lost a little bit in the sun. Here is Lofthouse. Great ball through for Miliuznic this time. Trying to square it towards Gamulka. Western United having to deal with that threat. Play it down. At the moment, it is Botic. Here's Garuccio cutting inside. Pena taking the strike, no central option for him, and it is cleared. Danzaki still down, grasping onto his head. And off the ball, collision perhaps, and a yellow card shown to Louis Zabala for it. It did happen off the ball. Hopefully nothing serious for Riku Danzaki. Perhaps just an elbow or something like that to the head. Let's have a look at the replay.
Well, that was the first time ball through from Pena to Danzaki, which was delightful. Danzaki's eyes opened up, perhaps laboured on the touch a moment too long. Nonetheless, a brilliant save again from Freak, but Danzaki on that challenge, he stayed down, just rubbing the back of his head. He'll get necessarily checks and attention from the doctor. An interesting one early on in this match, which has started, you've got to say, really brightly. Some good forward passages of play from both teams, and Western United, with Daniel Pena in a more central role, well, that's really starting to open things up.
Here is the incident. Louis Zabala, looks like no malice there. Just getting a little bit tangled up. Reaching out for him though, Grace.
Yeah, it's that arm over the shoulder, can't do that. Retreating, Danzaki looking to make space and run into space. Zabala reaching over.
He does see yellow for it. Western United today wearing black armbands in memory and as tribute to Steve Horvat's mother, who did pass away this morning, so our thoughts go out to them. Steve Horvat, the director of football at Western United. Our thoughts go out to the family, of course. John Aloisi wearing the armband as well. We are back underway. Here's Trapp. Almost losing possession there, just not able to keep it under control. Let's get away with one though. Here's Truan. Western United really struggling to play out of the back at the moment. Few sloppy touches, few sloppy passes. And they do give it away, a high press from the Brisbane Roar, forcing that error.
You've got to say, it's great pressure there from the Roar to win possession back. And no doubt that's one of the instructions from Ross Aloisi, how quickly they can regain possession and bring the game back on their terms. But it has been an exciting start, early few minutes, end-to-end transition play. And certainly for John Aloisi, pleasing to see his team creating a bit more.
Here's Khaledi. Gamulka back outside for Zabala. First time delivery in is blocked by Ben Garuccio. Aldred with a hopeful effort forward. Here is Aldred. Tough ball back for Macklin, Freak. Can retrieve it though and send it forward. Good turn by Miliuznic, can't get on the other side as Angus Thurgate tracks it down, but the foul given away by Ben Garuccio.
Just the arm around the body there of Miliuznic. Every day of the week, that's going to be a free kick.
Brisbane Roar with 11 final third entries so far in this game. Western United with 6. And Interestingly, Western United this season, prior to this game, of course, with 35 penalty area entries, second best in the league, for only 3 goals. We saw, obviously, massively underperforming their XG this season. Usually, across the course of the year, it will even out. At the moment, not the case.
Yeah, fair to say, Western United scoring a little less than the chances they're creating and conceding a little more than perhaps the opportunities presented. But this is good pressure here from Western United.
They force it out of play. Daniel Pena. Dogged in that corner. Ross Aloisi with plenty of instructions. Spoke this week about how it's an uncomfortable situation for him, taking on his brother Pena, finding Danzaki on the edge of the box. He does come away with it. Here's Garuccio. Thurgate. Foul that time by Gamulka. Just into the back of his opponent.
Oh, this is a good position for Western United. Just felt the contact. Angus Thurgate, experienced player. Just outside the 18-yard box. Suggests it could be within shooting range.
Michael Theo on the bench there as well for Western United. Obviously, former Brisbane Roar legend. Michael Theocritus. Wales and Pena standing over it in a very good area. 4-man wall. Here's Wales. Stutters. Pena driven hard into the wall. Lofthouse clearing for the Brisbane Roar. And no harm done on the set piece.
All set up well by Macklin Freak. He who's had an excellent start to his season as well for Brisbane. Seen a couple of changes at the back today, as you mentioned, too. Cam, of course. Zavala coming in, and as has Truen. Not having that experience of Scott Neville at the back. His defensive partnership alongside Tom Aldred. Definitely a loss for Brisbane today.
Raw so far today, 54% of their final third entries coming down that right-hand side. Nikola Muliusnic, we spoke in the pre-game about how impactful he's been for the Brisbane Roar this season. 6 goal involvements, 3 goals, 3 assists, and all the action coming his way in this first half, this first 15 or so minutes. Here's Thurgate, coming over from the Newcastle Jets this off-season. Garuccio cuts back and goes down, and the penalty is given. Drawn by Ben Garuccio. And the Raw players surrounding Jack Morgan. It was good from Ben Garuccio, the fullback. Tom Aldrin having conversations.
Yet again, good build-up from Western United. Ben Garuccio, as he so often does for the team, good overlapping work, getting himself into high attacking positions. Just a bit of contact through the legs there from O'Shea. He'll argue the point. Jack Morgan had a good think about it before he pointed to the spot.
Western United, just 1 goal in their last 6 games. They are having a look at it. VAR. Casey Rybelt in the chair, assisted by Sarah Hope, who just last weekend brought up her 100th Liberty A-League game as an official, the first to do so. And the decision, he'll go have a look, Jack Morgan. So we'll get a final look at this one. And don't Western United need it desperately?
So much so, and Jack Morgan going to have a look at the screen. It doesn't bode well for Western United. It says there's something to have a look at. Maybe the question of whether or not Garuccio was already going to ground or the ball out of reach.
It's a close one. Perhaps falling down, there is contact. No penalty. Waved off by Jack Morgan. And Western United wait for another goal. Goes even further. O'Shea coming across. No penalty is the decision.
Jay O'Shea, a relieved figure, and he did argue the point immediately, said there wasn't contact, he was already going down. That may have been too what Jack Morgan saw on the screen.
Brisbane Roar will be thankful on this occasion. England and Wales in a bit of a tussle. That goes the way of the Brisbane Roar. Here's Pasquale. Does draw the foul eventually. Some protest from the benches as well today. Some sons of Socceroos on the bench. There is that contact from Jay O'Shea. Kane Vidmar, the son of Tony. And of course, Shay Cahill, who made his debut just the other week. The son of Tim. Some royalty on the benches today. Imai able to clear for Western United. Botic can't hold the ball up. Burgate. And Pena, two former Newcastle players, former teammates. Once more, here's Miliuznic. Lofthouse cuts back inside. Miliuznic can't get the shot away. It is blocked and a foul. Given away by Jez Lofthouse. For a moment, it had gone the other way, in all honesty.
I think Brisbane may have been arguing the same point. It's good coming together of bodies there. Not a great deal in it. One thing's for sure is the pressure from Brisbane Roar. Western United just struggling to get out of their own half. Swarming numbers around the ball.
There is Shay Cahill. Formerly of the Everton Academy, where his father was a cult hero. And I'm sure made many Australians fall in love with the English club. Here's Garuccio. Danzaki. Not a bad delivery, but can't make its way over Kai Truan. Garuccio. Under pressure. Does well to evade it. Here's Pena. Gets it back from Wales. Unable to clear. Good first touch from Miliuznic. Waddingham brought down, no foul. Fairly quiet so far from Tom Waddingham, the teenager. Here's Wales driving inside. Spotting the run. Pena. Here's Garuccio. Back across. But it is cleared by Brisbane. Doesn't find a teammate. Here's Pasquale. Risdon. Risdon delivering. Kai Truan. Not the cleanest of clearances. It does go out for a corner. Not what he was after. Kai Truan.
Western United creating well. Lachie Wales, you see when he's a little wider, he has the ability to drive in with his first and second touch. Looks to create. He's been really lively in this opening 20-25 minutes of play.
Pena standing over it. Delivering now towards that back post, rattles off the woodwork once more. Hitting the crossbar and almost snuck in. Wouldn't that be the spectacular from the Brazilian? Yet to get on the score sheet since his return to the Isuzu Ute League. Here is that replay, Macklin Freak, almost in a bit of strife. Is Thurgate. Brisbane with ball for Wales. Is Thurgate. Just trying to thread it through, but Danzaki couldn't do so. Garuccio, lively start to the game for him. Is Risden. Just to chip it in off the chest of Danzaki, who does go down. No penalty given once more.
Well, it's patient build-up from Western United. Perhaps the final pass execution not quite there, the quality that's required, but nonetheless, I think that John Aloisi would be pleased with some of the passing combinations into that final third. This cross was just a little behind the play.
Here's Zabala. In for Miliusnic. It's a great ball. He's looking to cut it back too. It does go out for a corner for the Brisbane Roar, blocked on the Western United defence. And the opportunity this time for Ross Aloisi's side. Such a lively start to the game, start to the season. The Nikola Miliusnic. There is that penalty shout. Louis Zabala just hanging on to Riku Danzaki a little bit. He's got to be careful. O'Shea standing over the corner. Delivering now into the midst of Waddingham, rising over everyone. Coletti back inside Imai. Heading it away, Pasquale. Just as safety.
Ultimately dealt with well from Western United. That was a good delivery from Jay O'Shea. Roar yet to score off a corner this season.
Miliusnic intercepting. And freeing Jez Lofthouse out wide. Imai does well to deal with him. Tricky player. Here's Jez Lofthouse, cult figure up in Queensland too. Here's O'Shea. For that wedged ball in behind the defence. Louis Zabala can't track it down.
Remember too, Brisbane Roar this afternoon are without Henry Hoare, who is such a creative player and workhorse for the Roar. Warren Berengay still out too with injury. Injury list is ever growing for the Roar at the moment.
Jez Lofthouse playing junior football alongside Henry Hoare as well at Sunshine Coast Fire. Here he is. Lofthouse trying to thread it through. Western United can go the other way. Driving forward, Danzaki. Out wide for Western United. Edge of the box. Pena striking! And stinging the palms of Macklin Freak, who once again does oh so well to save his side. Can't produce a chance on the second opportunity. Sensational from Macklin Freak. Is Pena. Wales. Thurgate. Risden. Trying to dink it in this time. Headed away by Jay O'Shea. Everywhere for the Brisbane Roar at the moment, as he so often is. He might just happy to shepherd it out of play. Bit of trivia for you as well, Grace. Just after this, what a strike and what a save from Macklin Freak. Mentioned just before, Henry Hoare playing junior football alongside Jez Lofthouse up on the Sunshine Coast. As well, another player from the Isuzu Ute A-League. Any idea as to who? Josh Nisbet, all the same team. Bit of pub trivia, A-League specific.
Well, there you go, and that's not a bad one as well. Some good quality coming through. As we've just seen from end to end, really good opportunities. We speak about the chances Western United creating. Well, wasn't that a gilt-edged opportunity? Pena, wicked shot on his left foot.
They turn it over very quickly. Off the restart, here's O'Shea, skips around Pasquale. O'Shea with his dancing shoes on, jigging through the defence. He does give away the foul, and a little bit of afters between the Western United and Brisbane Roar players. The yellow card will be shown by Jack Morgan. Just a little bit too desperate on that occasion, did very well. Was asked to do a lot.
O'Shea dancing in and around players, made light work of Pasquale. First time of asking this late challenge is what the Western United players are having some pretty stern words, and Thurgate in particular with Jay O'Shea about.
Sticking a foot out there. Just back on it one last time as well. That junior side on the Sunshine Coast also coached by Ben Kahn, the now Brisbane Roar Academy director. Funny how life goes. Here's Thurgate. Under an expected goal for both sides. Western United should be a little bit higher too. Very good scoring opportunities. Riku Danzaki with one he perhaps should have scored, barring an amazing save from Macklin Freak. And that one just earlier. As Tomoki Imai down after the fact. Wales, did he stay onside? Cuts it back towards the penalty spot. And it is cleared, and offside is the call.
Imai, he came down incredibly heavily off that challenge. Just didn't get a chance to break his fall. Thundering header. Great challenge from Imai. It's just landed. It's quite a thud. This is the offside there for Lachie Wales. And again, just his cut back, although it was offside, not quite the quality it needed to be. Much the tale of Western United's season so far.
Tomoki Imai, a tough customer. He's been so consistent for Western United. 92 matches. One of the great characters of the league. Ball forward now. Tom Waddingham, pressure on, struggling to get involved at the moment. He's the youngster from North Queensland. It's Garuccio, host of Football Friends podcast, alongside former A-League's player Stephen Moore. We had Bruno Fornaroli on the show this week.
Sure did a great chat with Fornaroli, who is in flying form, really, for Melbourne Victory at the moment.
You have questions over whether he'll be selected for the Asian Cup squad. Here's Botic, edge of the box. Thurgate winding up, but it is blocked by the Roar. And O'Shea looking for that switch for Miliusnic, as he has done on a few occasions today. Miliusnic inside. Can he get around Garuccio, the former Hearts man who does come away with it?
Really, isn't it? He causes headaches for opposition with his speed. Just lost control of that one in tight spaces. And obviously, off to a flying start, the start of the year. Brisbane Roar colours, 3 goals, 3 assists. Proving a very tricky customer.
How good has this guy been today? And this season, Macklin Freak, the most saves in the league. Joe Gauci just behind him, who will certainly be a part of conversations for the Socceroos squads moving forward.
Freak this afternoon, definitely the busier of the 2 goalkeepers, having to pull out 4 saves. The other end of things, Hewitt Bell, well, he's not had to make a save yet.
There's Lofthouse fouling Seb Pasquale. VAR are having a look at it. We have been told, just at the point of contact. It needs to be anything more, perhaps, for Jez Lofthouse. It can't be understated how big of a loss or an absence Henry Hoare is in this Brisbane Roar squad. He's been so good since coming to the club just a few years ago. Corin Berenguer out as well at the moment. Here is that challenge.
I tell you, Lofthouse could be in a little bit of trouble here. Jack Morgan's just having a chat with VAR. No doubt, no malice in that, but definitely contact, undoubtedly contact with the back of the calf.
Jack Morgan will take a closer look. Warm afternoon in Melbourne. Jez Lofthouse. Would he be in trouble? Both sides will take the opportunity just to hydrate a little bit. Here is that contact, and those studs do just catch the back of the calf of Seb Pasquale. As a former player, Grace, what are your thoughts on it? Jack Morgan with the decision here, and it will be upgraded to a yellow card for Jez Lofthouse. Nothing more. Probably quite fair as well.
Yeah, I mean, as a former player, you don't like studs down the back of your calf, but last year that would have been a red card. This year, having changed somewhat, you could see there was absolutely no malice in the challenge, but malice is not a determinant of a card. I think that's the right call by Jack Morgan. He's had a good, long, hard look at it. And I think that's the right outcome.
Do get back underway. Just under 10 minutes of this first half still to play. On either side. At the back of the net before half-time. Certainly make a difference in the sheds to the morale. Western United are feeling pretty happy at the moment. Perhaps, if anything, frustrated they haven't converted any of their opportunities. Caruccio, Pena, Thurgate. Not bad play from Western United, but Tanzaki too heavy-handed on the ball out wide for Pena.
Fair to say, John Aloisi, well, he'll be really pleased with his side's response to the result last weekend. The 4-0 loss to Central Coast Mariners. He just looked a dejected figure at the end of that game. There's been a lot of promise, some really good signs in this opening half. Really good opportunities too. It's Brisbane Roar. Well, they're the side that are yet to register a shot on target. Western United, though, have created some really good moments.
Press conferences this week. John Aloisi still very confident his job is not in jeopardy. The longer it goes without a win, the harder it'll be to keep saying that. This side not too dissimilar to the one that won the championship. A few changes here and there. A lot of those core members still in this side. Here's Trapp. He's happy to let Tom Hewitt-Bell, former Sydney FC man, come out and claim. Big opportunity for him. After not really and too much consistency or too much of a shot at Sydney FC. They could claim for that #1 jersey. Certainly is the first choice at the moment, as Noah Botic can't link up with Lachie Wales.
That's probably pretty exemplary of Western United's first half. They've had these really bright glimpses, good combinations, and the final pass just hasn't quite been there. I think it has worked a lot better having Lachie Wales out on the right flank for Western United, and Pena a little more centrally. Seems to have things hum along nicely, but it's just that final product that John Aloisi will be looking for in the sheds at half-time.
Lovely turn by Pasquale. Garuccio playing very high. Risden. Socceroo has been in the fold for quite some time now. Waddingham looking for the ball out wide. Here's Miliusnic. Zabala. Truant giving away possession. Noah Botic able to intercept, but his touch just too heavy. Here's Truant. Garland United Junior. Coletti threading it through this time. Zabala! Hits the back of the net, but denied by the offside flag. Not to be. Joanna Charaktis on that far side. Let's have a look at it. Great decision.
Not spot on by the assistant referee. The run from Zabala, well, it was the right intention, just timing moments off. It's crept into an offside position, and the opening goal will have to wait a few more minutes, it seems.
He thought for a moment he had his first Isuzu Ute League goal. Louis Zabala scored in the Australia Cup this year. His first goal for the club. But he is denied. Either way, good foray forward from the fullback. Midfielder by trade. Captain of the Roar's MPL side. It's their first ever MPL Queensland finals appearance. He heads it away now. Ponging around for a moment there, but Josh Risden with it out wide. Wales. Thurgate. Wales going towards the byline. Delivering this time to that back post. And Daniel Pena rising above the pack. But heading it wide.
Smacks the turf in frustration. That's what we've seen Lachie Wales do so many times. A little drop of the shoulder. So much more comfortable in space out on this right-hand side for Western United. The arrival from Daniel Pena is perfect. Just doesn't quite have the height, the trajectory to steer that one downward, but what an opportunity just before the half-time break for Western United to take the lead.
Wasn't too far off either. Daniel Pena. Ball in behind from O'Shea. The Roar looking to go the other way. Taras Gamulka. Unable to keep it in play, but does draw a corner.
No doubt it would have been a key point of discussion for Western United throughout the week. Training ground conceding 3 goals from corners last week against the Central Coast Mariners. This setup will have been thoroughly discussed, you'd imagine, across the week.
Set-piece defensive training all week. Here's O'Shea. towards that near post. Botic able to head it away. Jack Hingett with the karate kick from deep. It is blocked and forces another corner for the Brisbane Roar. Deal with it. How about this for an effort from Jack Hingett?
Don't mind it from Jack Hingett. Why not give it a go late into this first half?
Wax on, wax off areas from Jack Hingett, the karate kid, delivered in this time. Back post. Heward Bell struggling underneath it. Coletti striking and dragging it wide.
Feels as though the last couple of minutes Brisbane have had that bit more momentum just picking up in their favour after some really good chances for Western United. Heward Bell in the last few minutes of this half, certainly the most touches he's seen in this opening stanza.
Not a very confident claim from him. Coming off his line, getting lost under the ball momentarily there. Wasn't made to pay for it. Here's Risdon. Lifting it in behind, 5 minutes added on, brought down well by Botic. Pena spooning it wide. And he perhaps had more time. That reaction says it all from Lachie Wales.
Oh, the reaction from Wales, the reaction from Pena, from Botic. It was brilliant strength shown by Botic to roll his player. Find perfectly the run of Daniel Pena. That had to be in the back of the net, if not forcing a save from Macklin Freak. A super chance for Western United. Well, that one has gone begging.
Plenty of time added on for them. They'll make advantage of it now. Macklin Freak claiming with ease. Really good hold-up play from Noah Botic for that opportunity. Brought it down under tough circumstances. Did well to find Pena too. Here's Thurgate. Dunzaki up against his former side today. Thurgate lifting it in towards Botic this time, who is just tracking back and couldn't find it.
These are those chances for Western United. They come in thick and fast in the last minute or so. Doesn't quite have the hops to get on the end of that one. The one moments earlier, 2 chances in as many minutes. Had to force a save from Freak.
Here's Coletti. O'Shea pulling the strings from deep. Pasquale. Here's Botic. Wales gets past Hingett, does well, but then just goes down after the fact. Hingett under pressure, gives away possession momentarily. And it will be a corner. It was tough for him to deal with.
That was a great hustle by Daniel Pena. Create something out of nothing. Late into this first half, Western United will have the opportunity to load up a corner, try and get ahead on the end of this delivery.
Jack Hingett, now Sri Lanka international. Here is Pena, delivering towards that near post. Can't forge an opportunity for one of his teammates. A wasted corner.
Daniel Pena would be the first to say he's had some uncharacteristically poor touches this afternoon, that delivery. One of them, a couple of shots, completely missing the target. He'll be frustrated. He's finding himself in good positions. His runs have been timed well. Just that final bit of quality is lacking.
Here's Garuccio. Risdon. Thurgate. Pasquale. Out wide. Baruccio trying to thread it through and takes a few touches on its way. And into the arms of Macklin Freak. Time winding down, just a minute left in this first half. Here's Freak. Decisive ball from Truant, good turn by Miliusnic. Heavy first touch from Truant, evades Danzaki. Zabala. It's assistance from O'Shea. That ball over the top. Won't be able to find his teammate, and Jacob Trapp happy to see it out. And that is half-time here at Amy Park in the first edition of the Aloisi Derby. Neither side able to hit the back of the net. Macklin Freak coming up huge for the Brisbane Roar. The battle of the brothers, John and Ross. Neither side able to hit the back of the net. It is all square here at Amy Park. Western United 0, Brisbane Roar 0. Well, this, the golden opportunity of the first half. Riku Danzaki looking for blood against his former side. But how about the save? Macklin Freak coming up massive for his club. Welcome to the Hungry Jacks halftime show. And the battle of the Aloisi brothers, the Western United change room. John will have plenty to say as they continue to seek a turnaround, snap their 6-game losing streak with the Harvey Norman highlights here. Brisbane Roar with a few opportunities in that first half. That one, arguably the best of them. But Western United, they'll be feeling a little bit hard done by here. They maybe should be up.
I think that's exactly right. Plenty of good chances from Western United. This one, not the only one, really. John Aloisi, he'll be pleased with the response and his side's response from last week's loss. You'd have to say creating more of the out-and-out clear-cut chances at either end. They'll be feeling a little hard done by, but really with only themselves to blame. This key opportunity as well. A great strike by Pena, an equally good save it was by Macklin Freak, who's been excellent for the whole afternoon.
Louis Zavala thought he had his first Isuzu Ute A-League goal, but it wasn't to be. Ruled off for offside. There are the lines. A good decision by the officials. And there's a big talking point of that first half. Daniel Pena scuffing that opportunity. These are the stats at halftime, the state of play. Western United, well, they've underperformed their XG across the season, and they've done exactly the same today.
Well, consistency in that regard, making some really good opportunities, but just failing to capitalise on them. Really can't separate anything in the way of possession, but it has been Western United who have had the better chances in front of goal. Brisbane Roar still yet to register a single shot on target.
There was one big opportunity, and there was a lengthy VAR discussion about it. Ben Garuccio brought down by Jay O'Shea. Thoughts on this one, Grace?
Yeah, I think ultimately the right decision. Jack Morgan went and had a look at the screen, had a good look after a good discussion. I think Garuccio already going down in the challenge. Jay O'Shea, he argued the point instantly, and ultimately I think that was the right decision.
Let's have a look at the Paramount Plus player index. No surprise, Macklin Freak, who has been sensational today. The only Brisbane Roar player in the top 5, but he's leading the way by some distance.
Oh, he's been exceptional. I think he's well and truly keeping Brisbane Roar in the game. With this one in particular, this should have found the back of the net. Can't take anything away from the attempt to finish. It was the save from Macklin Freak, and time again, we mentioned he has been the busier of the two goalkeepers at both ends of the park, and he's really done a lot in keeping the Roar level at the break.
Leading the leagues in saves. We are all square at the moment, but it's not the only game tonight. Western Sydney host Adelaide United, absolutely blockbuster. And Scott McKinnon, Macca and Wilkshire are all in the studio to preview it.
Down tonight as both these teams look to rebound from losses in round 7. The big news, though, coming out of it, we saw the emotion from Nesteri Irankunda last week. He was in tears. He's been dropped to the bench. Lukey, in your eyes, the best call, because he's clearly not dealing with the pressure at the moment.
Look, I'm not sure it's necessarily due to the way he reacted. He didn't have a great performance last week. That can happen. And we talk about the experience around of Mark Milligan and Carl Viet managing that situation. I think that's what they're doing.
OK, what about the centre-backs? 2 changes there, Ansell and Popovic coming in. I mean, Carl Viet is not afraid to make the big calls. He's looking to snap a 2-game losing streak.
Yeah, look, he also said that he thinks that they're his best centre-back pairing, so he's shown faith in them and thrown them straight back in, and he wants them to do the business. OK, for the Wanderers. Now, they've suffered their first loss of the season. It happened at their home ground. We don't often see them lose back-to-back at home. What are you thinking there? I mean, it stings the first loss of the season, doesn't it? They'll bounce right back.
You would expect them to, especially at home. It wouldn't have gone down well, and especially in the manner of which they lost, conceding 4 goals. So I expect a response from this Wanderers side. OK, Marcelo, we know he's had that ankle/Achilles problem. Certainly wasn't at his best last week. Roods was saying at training this week he's confident
on it now? Are you expecting something big from him? Because, I mean, they leaked all those goals. It was Bruno Fornaroli, really, who did it, but you don't expect that from Marcelo.
No, you don't. But look, he's a true professional, a real leader, and I expect to see him in that position. He wasn't really helped out by his teammates in the defending stakes either last week, so I expect him to step up and be the true leader he is as captain and lead by example tonight.
OK, we've touched on the changes already, but let's have a look at that Adelaide United lineup for this one. As I say, trying to snap a 2-game losing streak again. I mean, they've had some great performances, Luke. They've had some poor performances too. I guess it's what you get. There's so many teenagers in this side.
It is, and that's what you get with a young squad, which they have, that inconsistency. We know that what they're capable of, and it's trying to get them to become more consistent, and the experienced players helping to guide these young players. But so, who knows what we're going to get tonight? I'm sure we'll get goals.
All right, yeah, we hope we see plenty. 13 scored in the last 2 games between these two sides. Should be a ripper. Kick off very soon.
We'll start getting the popcorn on the stove. It's set to be an absolute cracker in Western Sydney. 7:15 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time on Paramount Plus. Tune in later on. And don't forget, that was the Hungry Jacks halftime show. The second half is up just around the corner. And don't forget, Unite Round coming up in January, and as well, the Asian Cup. You'll be able to watch it all here on Paramount Plus, live and free. Unbelievable! He is well and truly cooking.
How about that? Wouldn't you know it? Unbelievable! Extraordinary! Poetic! It was meant to be! Well, let it never end!
Welcome back to Amy Park in what has been a blockbuster Friday afternoon clash, Friday night clash. The Aloisi Derby, the Isuzu Ute, Tunnel Cam, John versus Ross. Neither side able to hit the back of the net in the first half. Still plenty of chances. Western United seeking to break their 6-game losing streak. Brisbane seeking back-to-back wins over Western United for the first time. Campbell Johnson here in commentary. Very glad to be joined by Grace Gill. Western United, they may be feeling a bit hard done by at half-time, but at the moment, their own doing.
Thanks, Cam. I think exactly right. Western United too can take a lot of confidence from that first half, from the response to the loss the week before to the Central Coast Mariners. Definitely put Brisbane Roar under the pump, had the better of the chances, and yes, feeling hard done by, but not through lack of creativity in the final third. Just that final product, that final execution, the ingredient lacking from this Western United side in that first 45 minutes.
Daniel Pena scuffing a few opportunities in that first half. Such a talented player, as we know. Be looking for a much improved second half. Tom Waddingham next to him there, just struggling to get involved a little bit at the moment. The youngster, you can forgive him due to his lack of experience. And we are back underway in round 8 of the Isuzu Ute League as Western United host the Brisbane Roar in the first competitive fixture between the Aloisi brothers, as coaches, that is. This game as well will be the centre point of A-League's All Access this week. Make sure you tune in for that one this Thursday. Here's Gamulka. Chested down by Pena. To a teammate though. O'Shea. The centre of everything Brisbane Roar look to do. This is great from Garuccio. A good turn of pace from the experienced defender. His trap. Wales. Lively first half from him. Brisbane Roar, most of their opportunities coming down that right-hand side. Nikola Muliuznic, a very lively first stanza. Lofthouse down the left for the Roar. Coletti bombing forward as well. Lofthouse rides the challenge, still going. Here's O'Shea. Lofthouse gets it and striking. Palmed away by Tom Hewitt-Bell. And better from the Brisbane Roar to start the half.
Yeah, it's a bright start from the Brisbane Roar. Really good intent shown. Good individual skill too from Lofthouse, just dancing his way through a couple of players. Had a little clip on the way through, but good advantage played by referee Jack Morgan.
O'Shea with a heavily taped right leg. Boy, do the Brisbane Roar need him. Especially with Florent Berenguer out of action. The recruit from Melbourne City. Here's Gamulka. O'Shea, lifted ball in for Waddingham. He can't steer it goal bound. Once again, better from the youngster.
Nice little training ground piece from the Brisbane Roar. Short corner, good shape on the delivery by Jay O'Shea, and Waddingham, who had a really quiet first 45 minutes, just 3 touches the entire half. Well, no doubt the instruction for him, however many minutes he continues to play, will be just get involved as much as he can, get yourself on the ball, be active.
It's good from Macklin Freak, calm under pressure. One might say the blood pressure of Ross Aloisi would have been raised, but that's exactly what he wants his side to be doing, what he wants his goalkeeper to do. part of the build-up. Is Imai. Wales. Driving inside, Pena. Locked by Lofthouse. Here's Miliusnic. And he is brought down by Bengaruccio. Macklin Freak as well, leading the Paramount Plus player index for that first half. For good reason. There is that foul. Bengaruccio just connecting with the left leg. It's a good one too. Lofthouse. It's not quite with enough pace. Friendly discussions at the moment. Ross Aloisi. The fourth official, Adam Bavkar. Pasquale. Brisbane does well to evade. Just Lofthouse. Headed forward by Botic. Macklin Freak. Playing high off his line. Lofthouse. O'Shea. Coletti. Just enough to find. Here's Lofthouse, but can't maintain possession. Here's Pena. Danzaki. Up against his former club. Spurned a big opportunity in that first half. A massive save from Macklin Freak. Here's Miliusnic. O'Shea driving through the midfield. Hingett. Forced to play at left back due to Brisbane Roar's injury crisis at the moment. Here's Zabala. Thought he had his first Isuzu Ute A-League goal in that first half, but ruled off for offside. Here's Miliusnic. Gamulka. Good touch by Coletti, trying to square it for Waddingham. The Western United defence deal with it oh so well. Been solid at the back today at Western United, and Tom Waddingham fouling Seb Pasquale. Former Ajax man. Just a bit too heavy in the contact. Tom Waddingham, the 18-year-old from Cairns, former Edge Hill United player, an institution up in North Queensland, the powerhouse club up that way. Great to see that Queensland pathway leading into this Brisbane Roar side. Something of a high priority and big importance to the new CEO and COO, Hans Patafta and Zach Anderson. Building that club identity, that brand. Here's Miliusnic. It was a good ball forward from Coletti. Miliusnic. Lofthouse takes a touch. O'Shea. Miliusnic struggling to handle it. To the byline, dinked in, and Tom Hewitt-Bell equal to it.
Well, a couple of bright moments from Brisbane. Miliusnic in space, attacks it really well. Doesn't quite get the delivery in that he would have liked. And on a couple of occasions now, the ball's dropped really kindly to Jez Lofthouse, and I'd love to see him just put his boot through it. Very selfless play, always looking for another teammate, laying it off. He's one in the first half as well. Young player, but I'd love to see him back himself.
Danzaki, that time blocked by Zabala. He did take a touch off Riku Danzaki last. He cannot believe it. Here's Hingett. Coletti returning back to Australia and back to the Brisbane Roar. Jez Lofthouse fouled by Seb Pasquale, getting one back.
Well, he will get that one. There was a couple earlier where he had a little swipe on the way through and he wasn't given it. thought the referee would have called it, but that one definitely no doubt about it. As Lofthouse continues to be dangerous for Brisbane Roar going forward. So silky on the ball.
It's Truant launching the ball forward in search of Louis Zabala, making an overlapping run from that full-back position, getting very far forward, in fact, is Wales. Ball in behind. Wales gets on to the end of it. Marked up by Hingett. The ball in now. Kai Truant getting it away. Is Risdon. Thurgate. Quiet start to the half for him. Is Wales. Wales delivering this time. Slicing it out of play. Stagnant, and he made his thought known about it.
His response says enough. A little impatience there from Lachie Wales. To credit to defensive discipline, the shape from Brisbane. Just getting numbers back quickly, getting behind the ball. See Western United just not having an answer to the question. Once again, Wales shaking his head. No one other than himself.
You can sense the frustration building in this Western United side. It's not only in this game. In the last 6, just compounding and compounding. The further it goes on, the more pressure is heaped on their shoulders. Here's Muliuznic, well dealt with by Ben Garuccio. And offside was the call regardless.
Nonetheless, what was a well-timed challenge from Garuccio had to be as well. We know that in space. So we have another look. There's that step into the offside position from Muliuznic. But he can be so lethal running into space. Garuccio did well to close down and get the challenge in.
I'll say it's been fairly cordial between the two brothers so far today. Ross spoke earlier in the week about how he's in a little bit of an uncomfortable position today. He wants his brother, obviously, to be doing well, doing better than they have been over the last 6 games. A little bit bittersweet, perhaps. Obviously, his side winning is the priority. Here's Wales. Thurgate. Looking for the ball out wide. Garuccio couldn't find him. Here's Muliuznic. Zabala. This is nice from the Raw to play out of the press. Muliuznic. Zabala. Can't find a teammate on the edge of the box. Wasn't a bad idea. Western United able to play out of the back. Josh Risdon can't get on the end of it. Here's Truant. Freaking Kai Truant, very good friends off the pitch as well. Zabala. Freak not left with too many other options. Just had to launch it forward. Carlo Armiento ready to come on. Discussing set plays That's a good ball from Noah Botic. Here's Risdon across the face and blocked by Tom Aldred. Does very well, does the captain, showing every bit of his experience.
Yeah, I'm about to say the exact same thing. That was an experience challenge from Aldred. The ball from Botic was excellent. Time to perfection. A great run too from Risdon. Had a little glance up, hesitated on the shot. And it gave just enough time for Aldred to recover.
Wales delivering. Edge of the box this time. Pasquale. Reverse pass for Thurgate. Hit in the end by Josh Risdon and was just slipping over as he did so. Zabala. Macklin Freak with a frustrated clearance. Too much under it, not what he was after. Carlo Armiento getting ready to come on. And it's the end of Jez Lofthouse's day. Fairly quiet from the cult hero, Jez Lofthouse. Carlo Armiento, who did have a fantastic Australia Cup campaign this year, enters the fray. Bit of a different option down that left-hand side.
Yeah, nonetheless, a hard-worked shift from Lofthouse, and frustrations just coming through from Ross Aloisi as the game wears on. 30 minutes remaining. Some fresh legs. Ross Aloisi, the first to make the move from the bench.
Heavy collision between Garuccio and Waddingham, but Pena striking once more off the woodwork. They don't clear it fully. Pena once more. Denied by the woodwork. Thurgate. Macklin Freak can settle things down.
It was a good strike from Pena. He didn't quite hit it as cleanly as he would have liked. Nonetheless, got a good piece of it, just scuffed across the surface. Another opportunity for Western United, for John Aloisi. Want more in those moments.
Carlo Armiento with his first touch. Able to control it. Another opportunity goes begging for Western United. Certainly on top so far in this game. Here's Trout. And first touch from Wales, but Tom Aldred able to come away with it. And a little bit of an interesting one on the far side. Daniel Pena, knowing exactly what he's doing, tried to take it quickly, but did he though? Throwing it straight into Tom Aldred at point-blank range. A bit of gamesmanship, perhaps. And a little bit of a shove from Tom Aldred too. And even if that was in, that'd be a foul throw anyway, Graysgill.
Yeah, well, Pena knew exactly what he was doing there. Aldred coming to take the throw, arguing it was a Brisbane throw. This is an interesting one for Jack Morgan. Questions on whether or not a card would be shown, but the answer there is no. Stern words, but understandably so. Tom Aldred not too pleased.
Some wry smiles from some Western United fans in the ground as well. Jack Morgan just settling down the tension. Well mediated. Here's Garuccio. Morgan just not wanting to escalate things with a yellow card. That was a great switch from Garuccio. Here's Wales towards the byline. Wales across the face. Botic unable to get the chance away. Here's Pasquale. Garuccio inside. Danzaki comes away with it. Trying to go past Louis Zabala, who just sticks out a leg to deny his former teammate. Ross Aloisi, a lot of thinking to do. Not sure he'd be overly pleased with how his side have played so far. Thurgate. Risdon. Motivate Armiento. Here's Waddingham driving forward. Risdon going down, can't bring down the 18-year-old. He is brought down eventually by Jacob Tratt. No foul given either. Much to the frustration of the teenager.
Absolutely fair to ask the question. Driving run from Waddingham, showing great strength on the ball.
He's got a fair case. Jacob Tratt getting in the way. Holding his ground though. Here's Wales on the break. Takes the touchdown, will look for a teammate. Here's Botic. Striking but blocked by Hingard. Garuccio, options in the middle. Towards the back post and sails out for a goal kick.
It's a disappointing delivery there from Garuccio, and with his hands on his head, Noah Botic, well, he knows he's got to do better. He's got to get that shot away. Bucky Wales worked hard to get the ball to him. Just laboured on the touch too long, thought about it too much.
Here's Pasquale. Wales threading it through this time for Botic. A little bit too much on it. Here's Hingard. Gamulka. Quiet day in the centre of the park for him. Just doing the simple stuff. Extraordinary or outrageous as of yet is Truant. Thurgate. Botic. Pena. Driving forward this time. Out wide for Danzaki. Getting it onto his right is Thurgate, the former Newcastle man. Linking up with Daniel Pena, who takes an acrobatic effort. And it's held on to by Macklin Freak and the Brazilian with an outrageous effort.
Well, he looks up to the skies for an answer to the question of how he finds the back of the net. What was almost a very special moment from a special player. It just has not been his afternoon.
Decisive one from him. Here he is once more. Cuts inside. Beats Gamulka. Can't find a teammate. Here's O'Shea. Skipped around Thurgate. Paletti getting very far forward. Armiento, a little bit of a slip up from Risdon. Armiento striking. And Hewitt Bell denying. Almost one back and going down is Waddingham. The penalty awarded to the 18-year-old. Now we saw VAR retract a penalty in the first half. I'm sure they'll be having a look at this one.
It's continued to be end-to-end stuff there. I don't think Seb Pasquale knew Waddingham was coming through after what was a wicked strike from Armiento. He's got a great left boot. Contact.
You can hear the rise of the fans. You can see the players looking at it on the scoreboard. Morgan shooing the players away. VAR are checking the contact. The fans in the stadium are letting us know what they think of it as two of the players. Hard to tell from that angle, Graysgill.
It's a tricky one to see, no doubt will be checked. Pasquale just trying to clear the ball away, but Waddingham clever, instinctively trying to come through and sweep it up. Felt the contact.
And it is awarded. No need for Jack Morgan to check the screen. The decision is upheld. John Aloisi not happy. And I'd say a lot of the reasoning with the VAR is there's just no angle where you can really see a clear error. Jay O'Shea standing over it. The Western United bench not happy with it. The Irishman, the talisman, Brisbane's everything. 3 goals for the season. Jay O'Shea standing up and burying it for the Brisbane Roar. His 4th of the campaign, and it comes from the spot, as it did last week. And Brisbane Roar hit the front.
Well, Jay O'Shea, how he's done so many times this season, standing up for Brisbane Roar in these moments, and to be sure, there is contact there on the incoming Waddingham on the Harvey Norman replay. Experienced, confident. It's an excellent penalty.
O'Shea burying it into that bottom left corner. And Brisbane draw first blood in the Aloisi derby. The visitors hitting the back, and Botic in frustration as he's subbed off for Michael Roos, who comes into the fray. Youngster. A difficult afternoon. 2 changes being made, a yellow shown, perhaps to John Aloisi.
Well, frustrations brimming through. Moments, Western United missing rude chances in the first half. The second half hasn't been without opportunity, and John Aloisi, he'd know that. Noah Botic, we saw his frustration as he came to the bench too.
Rami Najarine on as well. Riku Danzaki making way on this left-hand side. So a double change, and change is needed from Western United now. Need to be more clinical in that final third. They've certainly had the lion's share of the chances. The Roar burying from the spot.
Well, that's exactly it. Just moments, chances created. Brisbane Roar, they've had less of them today, but when they've needed them, putting them away. And Jay O'Shea, as he's done so many times across the season, stands up for his side.
It's Parsons getting ready to come on now. Hope our cameraman is all fine on that near side as well. Just caught the ball there that was cleared by the Brisbane Roar. Harris Gamulka making way. Pasquale unable to find a teammate. Alex Parsons in his 2nd stint with the Brisbane Roar now. It's been a year at Sydney FC. After he impressed so much in his 1st stint. His only league goal at the Sky Blues coming against Brisbane Roar last year. He's back in the Sunshine State. Here's Risdon. Pasquale. Najarine cuts back, Pena! Well, he buries it this time. And if at first you don't succeed, try again. It's exactly what the Brazilian has done. And it's party time. at Amy Park. A fantastic celebration to boot. You can see how much it means. His first for the club in the Isuzu Ute A-League, and his first in his return.
On the Harvey Norman replay, it was a good build-up from Western United. Rami Nazarene just on the field, picks out Daniel Pena to perfection, and that one sails into the back of the net. He's not missing from there.
They draw level. And their Brazilian playmaker, after his persistence in the first half, and hold on a second, just off the play here, perhaps a second yellow for John Aloisi. A red card. Could this be the reason why? Booting the signage. Now, we saw Ross Aloisi do that in the first half. A second yellow, and he is sent off. You'll have to watch the rest of the game from the change rooms. Wow, what a turn of events at Amy Park.
Well, we mentioned just moments earlier, frustration starting to brim over and boil over. Indeed, they did. John Aloisi sent, given his marching orders.
We'll be watching the rest on Paramount Plus. John Aloisi. And they look to make a change as well. Reece Bozanovski. Just getting some instructions from Hayden Fox. More than capable to step in, that's for sure. With great prowess. As Miliusnic going down. Drawing the foul too. Michael Roos, the substitute. Bozanovski coming on. Seb Pasquale's day comes to an end. A good shift in that engine room in his first start of the campaign. Reece Bozanovski now on for Western United. And there he is, watching from the stands. John Aloisi. Hayden Fox coming in his stead. Is O'Shea delivering towards that near post, headed away by Thurgate. Having a pop from distance. Not the cleanest of contacts from Jack Ingot. What a bizarre turn of events at Amy Park. A red card to John Aloisi. Is Aldrin. Just happy to see it away. And they are all square. Here at Amy Park.
Well, it explains a little bit the red card, the second yellow to John Aloisi.
Wales in behind this time. Michael Roos, the substitute, shouts of a handball, and it is given. And denying Michael Roos, the substitute. He thought he'd get inside the advantage. Tom Aldrin with a bit to say. Michael Roos protesting, saying it hit his ribs. Don't think he can be doing too much protesting with that one.
Well, there's a bit to talk about here, Cam, because not only is that goal not going to count as it's a handball, but the first one, the Pena, was also offside, hence the second yellow card to John Aloisi, who now watches from the stands and explains a little bit more about his reaction.
There you go. That certainly explains it. So Brisbane Roar still with the lead, still with the advantage. Well, I said it was a bizarre turn of events before. It's just got even stranger. His trap. Daniel Pena denied an offside somewhere in the build-up. So he still awaits his first goal for Western United. Western United still chasing. Just about 10 minutes to play. Armiento shouts of a handball once more. And the uproar from the Western service crew and home support. They were just denied one by Similar. Pena, that's a great ball out wide for Risdon. Can they get back into the game after they were denied twice? Here's Pena skipping through, shouts of a handball. Not given. Despite the protests, here's Roos. Can't evade. Got a little bit trapped underneath his feet. The ball that time, another shout of handball and a chaotic few minutes here at Amy Park. Jack Morgan just talking to his team. Here it is. Here's the cause for protest. Hard to see between the bodies there. And almost looked like Daniel Pena got an arm to it.
I can't say it hasn't been an entertaining last few minutes at Amy Park. Shouts at either end for a handball. Jack Morgan getting some comms from upstairs.
What will the decision be? Controversy at Amy Park. They're checking for 2 handballs in the VAR booth. Casey Ryabell in the chair. Assistant VAR Sarah Ho. Jack Morgan awaiting the decision. VAR playing a big part of this game so far. 10 minutes to play. What a change it would be for Western United. Perhaps go off Joe Coletti. They'll have to have a look at it, Jack Morgan. They're checking that second handball right there. We'll get a better view at what they're looking at in just a moment.
He's had a busy afternoon this afternoon, Jack Morgan. Checking the second shout for a handball. This is what Jack Morgan will be looking at. Left hand of Jack Hingett there. It's going to be the point in question.
So they've cleared the first one. Just on this one, Jack Hingett. A few coaching staff in the background. The peanut gallery in front of Jack Morgan. John Aloisi up there, as well as Mark Torcaso, the former Western United women's coach. The decision is penalty. And they've got another opportunity to draw a level. They've been denied on numerous occasions. John Aloisi just telling his staff and players just to relax. And Pena will step up to take it. Was denied by the offside flag in the build-up just before. A chance for redemption. A chance for him to get his first goal for the club. A massive moment. Pressure on Macklin Freak. He didn't pick up goalkeeping until his teenage years. The most saves in the league. Up against Daniel Pena. The Brazilian buries it. He gets his goal this time. Daniel Pena can celebrate once more. His first for the club. And he won't be denied this time.
Well, that one will count. The first handball shout on the Harvey Norman replay dismissed. The second on the hand of Jack Hingett. Well, that one counted, and Daniel Pena, who's had a difficult afternoon, steps up confidently, dispatches a well-taken penalty up against an in-form Macklin Freak, but on that occasion, there's nothing he can do about the strike. He scores a level here.
2 penalties in this game. Either side able to score from open play, but they are level now. We thought they were before, but we can confirm they are in fact level. And under 10 minutes for either side to get a winner. For the Brisbane Roar to regain the ascendancy, and Western United to flip the game on its head. After really having the majority of the chances in this game. Uljuznic with a heavy touch. The intensity of this game has really risen in the last 10 or 20 minutes. A red card to John Aloisi. VAR having their say as the foul is drawn up. Michael Roos trying to make that run in behind. As things stand, Brisbane Roar level on points with league leaders MacArthur. As we had a look at the live ladder just before. Western United looking to snap their 6-game losing streak. A bit of tension between Alex Parsons and Josh Risdon. The fire in this game, it was promised. It was destined to be. Coletti trying to turn around. Thurgate does draw the foul. Boy, has this game delivered. Smart turn by Coletti to draw the foul.
Pretty clumsy there from Thurgate. But it's been end-to-end stuff, continues to be. It's just under 5 minutes of regulation time to play. Still feels like there's another goal in this one.
Is Parsons. O'Shea. Every moment precious. Carlo Armiento winding up. Can't hit the target. It was a hopeful effort from the substitute. Perhaps not what his side needs right now. Zabala failing to clear. There's a goal on Nazarene. Coletti. Flick it around for Armiento. Jacob Trutt under pressure. He's just happy to see the sideline. The Freak leading the Paramount Plus player index. Neck and neck with Josh Risdon. Just a hair in it. A good game. Macklin Freak, and so too Josh Risdon. He's had a little bit of a troubling season. Josh Risdon coming into this game, the most dribbled pass player in the competition. 25 times so far, 6 more than any other player, and twice as many as any Raw player, as it were. He's really locked things down today.
Certainly not a statistic you want to be the owner of. Ever the willing runner is Josh Risdon.
Brisbane Roar making a change as well. James Nikolovsky, a big moment for him as well. He's been on the bench in the Isuzu Ute A-League 8 times without coming on. And he gets his chance now. His debut in the league, has played in the Australia Cup, of course. Louis Zabala's day comes to an end. That's a smart ball, an instinctual ball for Alex Parsons, striking towards that bottom corner. And it drags wide. A lively involvement off the bench for Alex Parsons.
Huge opportunity for Brisbane to put things to bed, you'd think. They're still pressing here. It's a little reckless there from Nazarene. Just sticks a leg out.
There is that opportunity from Alex Parsons. Did just about everything he could and couldn't put it past his former Sydney FC teammate in Tom Hewitt-Bell. Armiento lifting it in, headed back by Aldred. Armiento at the byline, just wanting a throw in from it, but it did go out of play. Will be a goal kick. Bell with a big opportunity. Former Sydney FC, Western Sydney Wanderers, Melbourne City and Central Coast Mariners player. Only 16 appearances across those clubs for the Blacktown City Junior. A big opportunity this season at Western United to rack up game time. Be a consistent starter in this league. Time running out. We're at Amy Park. He's Freak. Nikolovsky. Cleaning it out of play. Garuccio brought down, the flag goes up, and the foul in away by Waddingham is Imai. Eight minutes added on, plenty of time for either side to get the advantage. Could this be the moment? Garuccio, marked by Nikolovsky, who does well on debut. And the tempo picking up late here at Amy Park. Frustration building for Ross Aloisi. He doesn't want to join his brother in the stands, that's for sure. Is Wales standing over the corner, delivering towards that back post, and it's headed in by Josh Risdon. Captain fantastic with an acrobatic celebration, taking notes from Nestor Irankunda and Sam Kerr. And what a moment, a captain's goal for Josh Risdon. They hit the front.
On the Harvey Norman replay, it's a towering header. The captain taking matters into his own hands. He's arrived late, he's arrived unmarked. They're coaching the stands and the ball in the back of the net. Western United, they've taken the lead.
6 straight losses in a row. Could this be the moment? I don't want to know how many times Josh Risdon's been practicing that in the backyard. Sprightly Josh Risdon. Exactly what his side needs. And they do make a change as well. Western United, Lachie Wales has been so busy down that right-hand side. And Matt Grimaldi comes on. This game has been turned completely on its head here at Amy Park. 6 minutes still for Ross Aloisi's side to draw level. You do not want to take your eyes off this game. Is Grimaldi, first involvement off the bench. Lovely turn by Pena. Sensational. Bosnanovsky, here's Grimaldi, trying to get around Tom Aldred. That turn from Daniel Pena was sublime. Coletti into Waddingham. What can the youngster do? Just 18 years of age. Armiento denied by Trapp. Stepping up into midfield. It has to clear, brought down by Grimaldi. Play on. Advantage Brisbane. Garuccio stumbling. Seen that a few times this afternoon on this pitch. Here is Coletti. One back by Garuccio. Western United are going to take all the time they can. Head for the corner flag. A yellow card shown just from that tackle earlier on Grimaldi. Daniel Pena down. Here comes the gamesmanship.
Well, it's a long 8 minutes, undoubtedly. Jack Morgan did point to the watch to say that additional time would be added on to additional time. But it's a long 8 minutes for John Aloisi from the stands.
Grimaldi seeing yellow for his challenge just before. Daniel Pena should be able to continue. This is that challenge. Diving in, really reckless from the youngster.
Dangerous one that, late in the game. Will be flying in. Very reckless on that occasion.
Pena just awaiting the orders for his return. Bozanovski back. Parsons now given away. And aren't they happy? Their first win tentatively since round 1. They've only managed to score 1 goal in their last 6 games. Grimaldi, his touch, leading him astray. Armiento. Trapp doing well for his side.
Certainly moments for our fan Ross Aloisi and for Brisbane Roar have let themselves down at times across the season, allowing a lead to slip, taking the ascendancy, and then just some time and space for teams to build their way back into games. Certainly this afternoon that has been the case. Western United, well, we spoke about the chances that they had in the first half, ruin those missed opportunities.
Just flicking it around the corner. Imai did well. Had his head down for it. He's Freak. O'Shea dispossessed by Pena. Here's Grimaldi. In the cut inside. Doing it back, the Brisbane Roar. Is there one final moment turn the game once more? Waddingham getting a touch off the clearance from Heward Bell. Side unable to forge an opportunity from it. The game will run a little bit over that 98-minute mark. Ute going down momentarily. Down the line, the hero, the captain. Aldrin going down on it, and it does go out. He was looking for the foul that time. A little bit of a disagreement with Michael Roos. It's Bozanovski, O'Shea, Algerie. Heward Bell sending it long. Wanting to take any chances at this stage of the game. Here's Aldrin. Taking over stoppage time now. Truett. Brisbane Roar with perhaps one last opportunity. Is Armiento, can't get past Jacob Trapp. Sent over the sideline. Time added on for Pena going down late in the piece. Nikolovsky, long throw in. Headed down, Michael Roos. Putting it past Truett. One last opportunity. Freak cleaning up. A long way from home. And Grimaldi can't hit the target. Freak keeping it in play. Very inventive too. The dying moments now. Here's Freak, acting playmaker. And Western United break their 6-game losing streak. Delight for John Aloisi in the stands. And he gets the bragging rights over his brother. It'll be a frosty Christmas lunch. And fiery words between Ross Aloisi and Matt Sutton, the reserve goalkeeper, as tempers flare at Amy Park. Josh Risdon, the hero, after the 2 penalties were converted by those 2 players there, Jay O'Shea and Daniel Pena. It was Josh Risdon whose header at the end of things was the difference in Melbourne. What a moment from the captain. And John Aloisi leads in the Aloisi derby. The first match, as it is Western United 2, Brisbane Roar 1. We'll breathe if you can. We'll be right back in a moment to unpack the whole game. Stick with us.
In one.
Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Yeah. Excellent. 1, 2, 3. Got you, mate. Very happy with that. Thank you. I haven't heard commentators, but I've heard tunes and stuff, so pretty happy.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven.
Well, that'll be a happy John Aloisi, despite ending the game with a red card. Watching it from the stands, he'll be more than pleased with how his side bounced back. And he gets bragging rights over his brother as Western United snap their 6-game losing streak, their first win since round 1. Here are the Tobin points. Daniel Pena leading the pack, and Josh Risdon with the winning goal. Macklin Freak, a sensational day in between the sticks, rounds out the Alex Tobin medal points. And Daniel Pena, the leader of the Alex Tobin points, is with us now. Daniel, you had a few opportunities in that game, particularly in the first half. Talk about persistence. You were finally able to bury one after having one ruled out for offside. How does that feel?
Yeah, thank you for the words. So yeah, I'm so happy. So the first half we had a lot of opportunity, me as well. And when we was in the change room after the first half, the coach said to us, Daniel, don't give up. You will have more opportunity to score. And yes, I have one, was offside. That's referee decision. So yeah, after that penalty, and I'm so happy to score my first goal for Western United to help the team. I gave this goal for my wife because she's still doing the treatment. She never gave it up, and I'm here to her, and that's good for her. That's winning for her. So yeah, it's that. I'm so happy. Yeah, it's that.
Daniel, congratulations on a wonderful performance this afternoon. We can see the emotion coming through. How important is that, the relief, but also for your wife? You speak about how important is the result and the goal for you today.
Yes, that's winning so important for our sequence for the next games. So yeah, that winning so is for the coach as well. They are fighting so much for us. They are working a lot for us. They give everything for us. They give the count, everything for us. So yeah, it's like you told my wife, is still doing the treatment. I'm so happy to be here, but I'm still alone. Hopefully she can come soon. But yeah, I'm still enjoy with the teams. Like I said before the game, a bad day, a bad month, a bad year, a bad games. It make you strong, you know. So we was working a lot to back to Amy Park, and yes, great winning for us for a sequence.
Well, Daniel, all the best for yourself and your wife, Larissa. Congratulations on the goal.
Thank you, mate.
And all the best moving forward.
Thank you.
Fantastic performance today.
Thank you so much.
Well, it was absolutely electric today. You could see the emotion on his face after that one, meaning oh so much more. And despite maybe being a little bit wasteful in that first half, 8 shots at goal, he was so lively.
He was. Safe to say it could have been 2, 3, 4 goals for Daniel Pena this afternoon. At his very best, you can see the kind of player he can be. Wasn't in his best form in that first 45 minutes, and it took the second half for him to continue to grow into it. The trust, the confidence that John Aloisi showed in him to keep him on the field, even though the first half hadn't been fruitful, I think speaks to the fact and the kind of support that he has in this player. And he stepped up and took the penalty and on what had been a difficult afternoon.
Well, we saw how good he was in this game. We know how good of a player he is from his previous stint. And that's the tale of the tape as things are. Expected goals, 2.91. That's been the tale of Western United season. What do you read into these stats, Grace?
Well, a really positive response from Western United. It was always going to be a big second half because they did have fantastic chances in the first and they made the most of them, and they've come away with the 3 points, and a very important 3 points at that.
They'd only scored once in their last 6 games. They were able to score twice to get their first win in 6 matches, first since round 1. A very happy Daniel Pena, and I'm sure a very happy John Aloisi as well, able to get the bragging rights over his brother. It doesn't get much sweeter than that. A happy Western United side. They're able to turn around their fortunes. They've been underperforming their expected goals. Pressure piling on. And the big talking point for this one, as John Aloisi joins us now. You spent the rest of the game in the stands, but John, The bragging rights at Christmas lunch will be pretty sweet, I would think.
Yeah, I don't think my brother will invite me over for Christmas. It was a bit heated, wasn't it? Look, we were just happy that we got the result today. We created a lot of chances in that first half. We were playing well, couldn't punish them, and then we got a goal down. And to show the character we showed and to end up winning the game right at the end. You know, we've been saying that we've got a good group, that we need to work our way through it. We've had 6 losses in a row. I don't believe that we deserve 6 losses in a row, but it is what it is. And today the boys showed that what we're capable of doing.
John, congratulations on the result today, a very important 3 points. Tell us a little bit about the moment with the red card. A lot of confusion happening at this end of things, but next thing we knew, you were in the stands. Tell us about it from your end.
Yeah, look, I was just disappointed that the goal was disallowed. I celebrated a little bit on the field. I'm not sure why he gave me a second yellow, to be honest, but look, it is what it is. You know, maybe sometimes I got a little bit emotional today, but I think that they can understand that. The emotion's going to be there after not getting the results that we've deserved over the last 6 games and some decisions that we felt that were going against us. So there was always going to be, you know, that emotional side. But the referee decided to put me in the stand. That's okay. That's part of football.
Now, I mentioned just before, obviously, playing or coaching against your brother, Ross. How special of a moment is that for your family, for you, yourself? How emotional is it? Talk to us about that.
Yeah, look, my brother, I'm sure that he was focused on his team doing well and winning. It wasn't about him beating me or, you know, or me getting one over him. It was more about our respective teams and our clubs and trying to do well for them. But you know, once we sit back, you know, probably at the end of the season and talk about it, you know, it will be special. But it'll be special for my family back in Adelaide. You know, I'm sure my mum and dad are proud to see their sons coaching against each other. And in the top league in Australia, we were able to play against each other back when I was at Mariners and he was at Wellington Phoenix, and now coaching, you know, in different sides in the A-League is special for the family.
Well, congratulations on the win, John. Breaking your 6-game losing streak, getting back on track. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, guys.
Well, here were the moments, the Harvey Norman highlights in a very happy John Aloisi's side. VAR interjection throughout the game, great skill, and Jay O'Shea was able to punish in this case.
Yeah, well, no doubt. A lot of decisions for the referee to make today, a lot of VAR interventions, and dispatched expertly by Jay O'Shea, as he so often does for his side. Experience stepping up in those moments, and for a moment it did look like there was going to be a goal apiece and decided by a penalty at each end for each team. And this one too, determined to be a handball. There were 2 shouts in as many moments, and it was Pena who, after a difficult afternoon, stepped up confidently, and he too dispatched what was a really well taken penalty.
A brilliant moment for him. And how about this one? Josh Risdon, the captain. That's exactly what you want from your skipper, Grace.
Well, I didn't quite know he had the backflip in him, but it was a really well taken header by Risdon, arriving late, rising above the rest and punished into the back of the net.
Expertly from Josh Risdon, the Socceroo. I don't want to know how many times he's been practicing that. The backflip, simply sensational. Here is Jack Hingett of the Brisbane Roar, and his coach, Ross Aloisi, is kind enough to join us now. Ross, we just spoke with your brother, John. Obviously an emotional day today. He's got the bragging rights this time, but he said maybe you won't invite him to Christmas. Can you confirm if he's getting an invite?
Yeah, look, it was an important game of football for us. I know you guys want to play it up between being emotional and whatnot, but it was a game of football that I have to take responsibility that you know, my team didn't win this game and didn't play anywhere near to our best.
Ross, commiserations on the result today. I thought it was a really positive response in the second half, and it wasn't without the chances that you could have made a bit more of it. What did you make of the second half in particular? The
second half was better than the first, but nowhere near as good enough. But like I said, I can't blame the players. You know, there's no excuses. You know, I take full responsibility for the performance in the first half and also the second half. And you know, we did create some chances, and you know, we needed to be a lot better in possession and keep possession when we had it. We turned it over far too much. We weren't brave, and that's probably something that we need to improve on during the week.
Joe O'Shea was sensational today in this game, obviously scoring. He's been so good for you so far this season. How important is he to the way you guys are playing at the moment?
He's important just like every other player, and this team here can only win and be successful if we play together as a unit. We don't rely on one player. Jay is a very important player, just like everyone else. He's an exceptional player. But so, you know, a few of the others that, you know, aren't in the squad at the moment due to injury. So, yeah, a great player, but like I said, you know, for us to win games, we all need to play at our best, and unfortunately today we weren't.
Well, all the best moving forward and on to the next. Thanks for joining us, Ross.
Thank you.
Here is the Paramount Plus Player Index after this game. Josh Risdon leading the way thanks to a late goal, I'm very sure. Macklin Freak, the only Brisbane Roar player in the top 10, Grayscale.
Well, he had a big 45 minutes. Macklin Freak kept Brisbane Roar well and truly in the game, but unsurprising to see Risdon take to the top of that Paramount Plus Player Index as well. Lachie Wales, a really productive and energetic afternoon, but that's filled with Western United players in what was a really tough and hard-worked game, but ultimately it was United who came out on top with the 3 points.
Josh Risdon with a captain's performance there. Let's have a look at the fixtures and results from this one. Western United obviously winning this game. A big weekend of action coming up. Western Sydney currently in the lead against Adelaide United. Newcastle playing Perth. Melbourne Victory, a big blue tomorrow on 10 Bold. Melbourne City versus the Mariners. A grand final rematch on this Sunday on 10 Bold. An action-packed weekend as we have a look at the first goal at CommBank Stadium. As Western Sydney, I should say, take the lead. Dylan Parias, a former Western United player, and the Western Sydney Wanderers fans are certainly happy about it. You can head over and watch that on Paramount Plus right now. Western Sydney Wanderers taking on Adelaide United, an absolutely blockbuster fixture on your Friday night. Thank you very much for joining us, and Ross Aloisi, John Aloisi, the Aloisi Derby. John has the bragging rights at Amy Park as it ended Western United 2, Brisbane Roar 1.